Hello everyone, I want to wish you a warm welcome to the very first tutorial that I'm recording in English language for the evo-web forum. First thing I want to point out is that English is not my native language. I'm coming from Balkan, where we speak some kind of Slavic language, so please sorry for that. My English is not perfect, but I hope that you will be able to understand me and to understand the point of the new banner module, which is the main topic for today. First thing I want to show is how the actual module looks. So pretty simple. You have content folder which is linked to banner server module, and you have the live CPK folder which contains some textures. So in content folder we have two folders for the first version, which are UEFA Champions League and UEFA Europa League. These folders contain textures that are how to say, that are different between them. So mainly those are base map textures. Normal maps, specular maps, and metalness maps are shared between those two competitions, and probably every other competition that will be added in future. So you have 20 different textures for UEFA Europa League and UEFA Champions League, and you also have some things here. What is this? This is just a modified stadium models for Emirates Veltins Arena and probably Ibrox. Yes, where I just made a few changes to the original Konami stadiums, because they had some parts that were changed from the period when they made those models, and these things will be loaded only in Europa League and in Champions League. In live CPK folder you have actually the models for the Konami stadiums. I left Asian Champions League models which are not up to date. They are from last season. You know that they also changed branding. So my plan is to update the Asian Champions League in future, and very first plan is to also add Super Cup. Probably I will make the graphics similar to the Belfast, because they are the most generic ones. You probably noticed that last year in Warsaw they had completely new identity specifically for that venue in Warsaw. So I will make generic one, and probably I will also make this Warsaw design. So we will have here, for example, we will have UEFA Super Cup, which will be that generic one, and also we will have UEFA Super Cup Warsaw. Probably I will make textures for Warsaw without the year, without the 2024 text, so that you can use that. You can use that identity in any season in Master League. For me it's way better to not to mention the actual year when that Super Cup was played, when that graphics was used. So my plan is to add as much as I can those identities, so that people can randomize this in their master leagues. So we come to the last part, which is the module. So all credits goes Punzotic, or I don't know if I spelled it correctly, sorry for that, if he's watching this, but I think that he's not active for quite a long time. So this banner module is actually the same banner module that he released in PES 2020. So you can see this first part of module, which is a really good idea. So when Champions League is played and the stadium ID is not 0, it will rewrite add-cl models as add normal, and it will show add-cl models in Champions League or in these specific IDs. So we have this first part where those things will be loaded when playing those competitions. I put Super Cup here already, even if we don't have textures, because I'm sure that many people use custom stadiums made by Puppy. So if I remove this from here and you play on his Warsaw Stadium, you won't have Super Cup ads. I hope that I will add textures for Super Cup very soon, so this won't ruin anything too much. And this is the second part of module where it will read the textures, and that's the only thing that was added to original module. So when you are playing these competitions, these IDs, which is Champions League, it will read this from content folder. So the first thing that modules do is to rewrite add-cl to add normal, and then read the textures. If you are playing Europa Cup, it will rewrite add-el to add normal and read those textures. And in future we will add this same line with the ID 7 for Super Cup. But as I said, I need to make the textures. When talking about the textures, here I will share these templates, PSD files, DDS files, and everything that I use to make this module. So here also you will have a blend file, which is Blender 3.5 version. In this file you will have all materials already pre-made, so you don't need to even make the materials. You just need to copy the cube with the particular material you need in your blend file, and material will come with it. Then you can delete the cube and assign this material to your object. Even here I can quickly show you how the module works. So actually materials were made with the textures that are in the DDS folder. As you can see, here you have all the base maps and all the normal maps, some additional textures if you need them for the LED adboards and something like that. So this actually represents we can say that this represents the live CPK folder, and here you have UCL and UAL folders, which contains those 20 textures that you can find in content folder. So now we have UEFA Champions League textures in our DDS folder, and you can easily copy those UAL textures and put them here. And now you can just do the refresh or the load of every texture, and you will now have UAL texture. This is exactly the same that is happening in the game. So when you play Champions League, module will load Champions League textures. When you play Europa League, a module will read Europa League textures, so it looks like you just did one refresh of the textures and Europa League came out. So what is important here? It is important that textures for both competitions share the same template, and when adding other competitions in future, we should follow that. If we have, for example, 10 upper ring ads, we should also for Super Cup have 10 upper ring ads, then add above player tunnel, then add above fans exits, and something like that. I will explain everything later. Also, that's the same story for example, sponsors, flags, and things like that. What I also want to note, I finished about 38 stadiums, and from those 38, probably 20 or even less are licensed stadiums. For the licensed stadiums, I needed to search for the actual pictures from the UCL matches, and then when I saw some new adboard or some new part of the dressing, I added a texture. There is tons of stadiums, not actually tons, but 36 stadiums this year, so I didn't have time to go through every stadium and check what kind of dressing they have. The last stadium, for example, that I checked was Dinamo Zagreb, where I saw that they have banners on outside of their tunnel, which looks like this, and I added this as the texture. Also, I needed to create that kind of texture for Europa League. Today I will show you an example on how to create these ads for Red Star Belgrade and their stadium, where I saw that they have some kind of this tunnel. I will quickly show you the picture. So here we have their tunnel. At first, for me, it looked like it's just plain blue color with the UCL ball, UCL logo, however you want, on top. But it also looks like it's some design. If there is no design, we can easily use this solid texture and then add a decal of this logo on top. So I don't have time now to create the texture for this. It will probably be just a square texture with this design, and I also don't have time to search for the better picture now. But in future we can probably create a texture. It will be squared, it will have empty space here, it will have some design here and here, and we will call that texture, for example, Passage 001. And we also need to make normal maps, specular map, metalness map, and to make the same texture for UAL. So we probably can't find how it would look in UAL. We need to improvise here a bit, or we need to wait for the next season, if Red Star probably playing in Europa League or something like that. But I just wanted to say that we can add unlimited amount of textures. So we can add arc 001, we can add banner 002, we can add bench 006, flag 001, sponsor 002. But we need to keep in mind that when we add the texture for Europa League, we should add also the same texture for Champions League, even if it may not be used in Europa League. We just need to have it there, and then we can remove the module for Champions League, and it won't read that part, that texture at all. So I hope that I explained it quite okay, that you can understand me. I think that it's not too complicated. So this also means when creating future competitions, this is the minimum of textures we need. If we add 2-3 more textures, for example for German Cup, we also need to add the same textures for Champions League and Europa League. It can be just a plain one color texture. It won't be used in those competitions, so we do not need to think too much what will be here. It's important to have it. If somehow this model was loaded in Champions League, that we do not have gray meshes without textures, just to have solid color. Okay, this intro took some time. I will try to create stamps somehow so that you can skip all these parts, but I think that this tutorial may be useful, so maybe you should listen to it. It won't be longer than half an hour, I hope. I will probably fast forward some things of it. As I said, we will do Stadium Rajko Mitic or Maracana or Stadium of Red Star Belgrade. So I already made the backup, and I will import the stadium in Blender. Probably I will make a pause here until the stadium is imported. So the stadium is imported, and we can continue working on these ADs for European competition. The first thing that you should do when you import a stadium is to move all ads for the league, for the cup, for the team itself to add a normal folder. You should also create new textures. You don't need to create new textures, but you need to create new materials and to divide it from the main stadium model. This is already done here, so I do not need to do that. Also, we can start now. We can now start making the model for the competitions we need. I already prepared some pictures here, so I know how to create some parts, and as I said, we can start creating the models from here. But I want to point out that if you had some kind of banners before, tournament banners or old CL AL banners, you can reuse that. You can import that in Blender and reuse that, which is exactly what I will do here. So I will copy this tournament VPKD, rename it to Stadium 009, and I will import it to separate Blender. Okay, so I will import it. Probably it won't have textures because the textures were also in content folder, but some parts which also belong to AD normal will have textures, because those textures are directly directly in stadium. Okay, I will remove materials from for those tournament things because I do not need them. Then I will copy these and add them to my stadium. So we will move this here. I will hide some parts. For example, this rain, because I don't need it now. So I will assign those materials to the bench. Okay, so now we can start working on banner module itself. The first thing that we will do is probably the tunnel I was talking about before. So I will open also a material blend for this tunnel. Okay, I will just switch to UCL quickly. Okay, for the tunnel I will use this solid material. So I will copy this material and hide it. Just remove that. I already have that material. So I paste the cube, I deleted it, and I assigned that material to this. So we can scale this, but the material is one color, it is plain. We do not need to do that, but okay. So I will hide this part. Just I want to I just want to mirror this on y-axis and to move it here. Okay, and I want to check if actually these things are on the same side, and they are. Okay, so we have a tunnel now, but we also need to have the ball on top of it. So I will make a copy. I will remove the material. I will hide this also. I will do change the triangles to quads, delete this part as I don't need it, and also delete maybe four. Okay, delete the faces. Now I will scale this on so 0.3. I will do an wrap, so it needs to be a bit more to be the square. I just want it to be square. Okay, too much. Okay, that's it. So I will scale it here to the axis, and then I will do 0.5, move it here, and that's it. Also, I want this part to be on lower side, so I will rotate it to -90. Second thing we want to do, we want to divide it from, so it doesn't go through the blue material. I will do a solidify. You can put 0.1 or 0.05, which is 5 millimeters. That's enough. Remove the fill, do the apply, and then just delete the lower part. Okay, delete faces, and that's it. I will apply the decal and no shadow here, and I will also need to copy the logo DC materials. When material has /2, it means that it uses banner normal map, and this one uses the plain normal map. You can see that those banner normal maps are named as 2. You have normal map, which is the plain one, and you have 2, which is the one that looks like banner. So I'll copy this and hide it, and I will put it here and assign on this one. So you can't see now how the materials look, because it is completely white material with just an alpha texture. For that means you have one of the indicators here. You can copy the texture and then do just the reload. So we have that material here. Probably I will just scale it a bit. Maybe. Okay. And that's the effect we wanted to have. So this indicator is just used to have the black background around the logo, so that you can scale it, however you want. So we finished that part. Now we can work on benches, for example. What do we need? We need the left and right bench materials. So we will go to material and copy the left and right bench and just hide them. So we will paste it here, we remove it, and then we will assign the left bench first. We will again do face 360 quads. We will unwrap everything. Okay. We have 2D. Okay, we will scale this. Okay. Okay. So what we should do now, we should move these small things, or we can just separate this. Okay, here we will use a right bench, and now you can already see that we are getting the look we wanted on the right bench. So we will move this here, and we will put this one somewhere here. I think that this should be the center. Okay, that's the right one, and we have the left one. We will move it down there, and then we can move this one here, 18775, and this one too, 1875. Okay, now we can move this part a bit to this side. We will move this one too for the same distance, and this looks fine. This looks fine. Fine now. So we have covered the benches. We also have these small things here, which should be cut on the gates, on exits. So we also need here we need to have the banner texture here, and we should use the banner one. So we will go to material, banner, and copy this and place into our stadium, and we will put the material here. The one thing that I forgot to show here is how you can use the indicator. So you have the left bench, you can paste it here, you can reload the texture, and you can now see that you are in the middle of the space which is provided for the small bench. Okay, so we started working here, and I will go face 360 quads. Bad thing here is that I have those small things. Now we will do unwrap. Okay, now we will rotate this to 19, and we will scale it to cover for those ads. I will put 34, and I will scale a bit down there. Okay, now we can move it to the corner. and now I will do the cuts. Okay, so one thing I should also make here is to scale this to 0 and scale this to 0 and then move it 1, 2, 5 minus, and that's it. That's it for now. Now I need to make cuts for the every small white gate. I'll probably fast forward this, or I will pause the video here until I finish that. That's it for now. So now we have to move this down there. 0.5 and then 0.125 minus, and that's it. What we should do now, we should try to avoid that the wall is cut. So mostly the ball is in the center of part of banner we have, but it should not always be. We should avoid these cuts, so we can move balls like here, and then we won't have any cuts. This is not very precise, so we can use an indicator here too. So you need to copy this here and do reload. So you have black and white parts. Black parts should not be cut because they have the logo in it, but they can be cut a bit from both sides. So this is totally okay. So we can do this and hide part by part. We have this part where we want to have black logo in the middle. So we will just to move to one side, and now we have the white logo in middle. We will just do we'll just move it on the x-axis to 0.5. So it's easiest to align it on the left side. Then you can see how much you need to move it to align it with the black on the right side. Just divide it by 2, and you have it now centered. So I will continue this for the every part of these small banners. Divide by 2, and that's good. So I will continue working this all over. So this is how you can use this indicator for the lower ring. You should avoid cutting the black part. Anyway, you can cut it a bit from the sides, because the UCL ball is actually somewhere in the middle of that black part, so you have some space from sides where you can cut it. If it's too much, then it's better to cut the white side, and that white side will be also in the middle. So I will make a pause here, and then I will continue doing this. So I finished everything. You can see that still I have this indicator texture. Now you can copy UCL. You can bring UCL back. Just reload and check again if everything looks okay, and it does look okay. So we finished this part too. Maybe I will hide the things that I have finished. So I will also, you can just bring all UCL textures back and do the quick reload. Now I will hide those two also. What will we have here? We have this white part. Okay, I'll just merge them. I will do the mesh cleanup merge by distance. I will do the face 360 quads, and I will do a new wrap. But first I will bring the material from here, so you have 001 left and 001 right for the inside of the benches, which is, I think, always white, as you can see. So I will copy those two to the model. I will remove those two, and I will assign the 001 left, for example. And now we will do the same we did for benches somehow. Oh, yes, we have problem here. Even wrap again. Just to check if everything will be okay. And it will be okay. Okay, so I just apply the material. I'll do this, and so that's it. You have the outside of the bench, you have inside of the bench. We just need to do sponsors, which we will probably do now. So how I do those sponsors? I will do this, remove every sponsor except, for example, this one. Now I will unwrap it, rotate 90 here, 0.5. Okay, now we need to bring the material for sponsors. Here we have sponsor material. We will paste it here, and we will use the sponsor material. Okay, so we will scale it until it reaches the part we need. We will do 180, and now we will move it here with this thing applied until it reaches this small corner. A bit of try and error, but that's it. So don't forget to turn this option down. We'll scale it to X and then 0.5. Okay, so we need to have this in the middle of those two. We will do 0.2, and we will need to copy it over and over. I made the models, and what I always want to do is to count how much those ads I actually have. So we have 369, which is 369, and we need to put 2 more. So I will just do it like this. I will put every sponsor I have. Okay, we will do the magnet, and we will start arranging the sponsors. Champions League, Crypto, Follows Course, Just Eat, and MasterCard, and I will here just add Champions League and Respect. In the middle you always had something like this, so you have Champions League and 2 Respects, or Champions League, Respect and Football, but I don't have Football. Maybe I will put it here in future. For Europa League we have it, because Europa League has 1 sponsor less than the Champions League. So the same process, we will arrange this here. Crypto, Follows Course, Just Eat, and MasterCard, Champions League, and Respect. So mainly that's it regarding the benches. We will hide them for now. Okay, let's see what we still have. So this one is okay. No. So everything else is the normal texture except the main banner. We need to find the picture of main banner. So it's a bit different here, because it has Champions League only in the middle, and it has sponsors around it. So as you can see here, every Champions League has a sponsor for it. We will try to recreate this by just having the Champions League sponsor in the middle and then having sponsors around it. So we have the model, and we will do face this to quads. We will bring the material. Now I will use the classic banner, so without the banner texture, I will paste the material and apply the material. Okay, I will do the mesh cleanup, match by distance, and I will do an evo-web. Just scale, and now I will rotate it 90 and try to scale it here, maybe 4.5, and then on y-axis. Okay, so as you can see, it looks quite okay. We could scale it a bit to the X and it will be okay. But we want to do that for a few reasons. So UEFA Champions League competition name should always be in the middle. So middle of it is here, those two, and here comes the indicator. So we will refresh the image, we will move it on the X, and we will put it here. So now competition name is scaled correctly. Okay, I will again bring the texture back. So do the quick reload, and as you can see, we have this in the middle, and as I said, this also look okay, but we only have 2 sponsors and 2 Champions League, and we want to have 5 sponsors, which I'm actually not sure if they will fit, because you know, not every stadium has the same proportions. Banners are made probably custom for every stadium. That's one of the downsides of module, but I think that we should not pay too much attention on that. If you check how EA does their UCL brandings, it's way worse than what are we doing here. So we should now make the cuts somewhere here, not there, sorry, somewhere here and somewhere here, but it is almost there. So what should I do? I'll put the cursor here. I will bring the indicator back. and I will do a quick reload. As you can see, it's almost there. I will do a little scale here and here. Now it is okay, and I will hide this part which is actually okay. So what should we have now? We should repeat these. We should repeat these 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have it 4 times. So we can fit 4 sponsors, but we can also maybe extend it for the 2 more spaces, and then we could fit the 5th sponsor. Okay, maybe I will do that. So what should we do here? We should first put the cursor here, and then I will scale this on X until it reaches here. So we have I'll move this a bit, and then I will start moving those objects. Okay, and last one here. Okay. Now we should do that on the other side. We need 2 more from every side, just to fit the 5th sponsor. So this has graphics on it. So we have right graphics here. We now need sponsor and left graphics. Then we need a sponsor and right graphics, and we need a sponsor and left graphics, and do it like that. So I will probably make the cuts and just do the sponsor, left sponsor, then right sponsor, sponsor and everything. So I will skip this part. I do not want to bother you too much with these things. So after some time I put some extra effort here, so I just wanted to make it look as realistic as possible. So we have Heineken, Mastercard, Just Eat, Follow Scores and Crypto on left side. So is the Heineken first one? Or yes, so Heineken is here and it is okay. So the second one is Mastercard. We'll move it to Mastercard. Next one is Just Eat. So Just Eat. Heineken, Mastercard, Just Eat. Then we have Follow Scores, and the last one is Crypto.com. Okay, on the right side. And we do not have anything after that, so we have this graphics, but we do not have sponsor, so I can delete this, or I will put respect. I'm not sure what to do actually. For me it looks a bit odd that one side is shorter than other, but if it's like that in real life, we will delete this. We will delete this part. Okay guys, so we did it. I can finally say there are some more parts that should be added. For example, on some pictures there is this on the bench. On some pictures I saw that there is not. Maybe I will show that too. So we can maybe just create plane. We will double the distance. Okay. We'll move it here and here and double that here. It's okay, and we just need to double this one. Okay, and put it here. Okay, those small middle ones need to be separated. Okay, I move it here. So we need materials. We will copy the materials from here, so that's 003 central, 4 left and 5 left. We will copy that, paste it here, delete it, hide the stadium itself. Okay, so here we will put this small central one. We will do project from view. We will move the cursor. And then we will scale every instance. Now we can just put 0.5x and that's it. Now we can add that to this 0.5. We will separate those so we get the sharp edges. We'll separate this spec one. Okay. Mesh mass reset vectors. Okay, so I like to put the solid material on this one. And that's it. Now this one is a bit tricky, so we need to put 4 left, go to edit mode, do the same again, project from view, scale it, okay. Okay, so now we need to do the loop cut and slide. As we have 4, we need to have 3 cuts. And now, as this texture is continuous, this one goes here. This one goes just below it. This one goes just below it. And this one goes just below it. For this thing, this one goes here. This one goes below it. This one goes below it. And this one goes below it. So these textures are continuous. You have first, second, third and fourth row. We will separate this because we need to change material from left to right, and then you will notice that you have branding on the left and continuous graphics on the right side. Maybe the best way to show that is to put an indicator where I will reload the texture, and then you can see. So you have competition logo, you have graphics 1, which is red, then red goes to orange, orange goes to green, green goes to yellow. So everything is continuous. You have 4 like spaces of graphics. If you have more than 4, which you should probably avoid, you will need to cut the 4th one and then again go from first one. Okay, I will bring back the UCL and I will just quickly do the solidify again. So mainly that's it. I noticed one thing here which is not looking that good, is those two balls are near each one. You can just move it for 0.5 and for me it looks much better. Now we will repeat the same on the other side. For me this looks much better. Okay. Maybe we have something like that here also. But it's not that important. So for me this looks okay. And that's it. Now what I prefer to do is to rename those like this: AD CT CZV, like Crvena Zvezda Belgrade, because we can't use the ID, or we can put 009, but for me it's better to put like the team name, then CL, then name of object. Okay, this will be 001. This will be 002, 003. What we have now, these are the normal banners, so I will just quickly rename these. So as I said, this one is a bit specific. It does have only in the middle position this Champions League text, competition name, and it only has sponsors on left and right side, so it took a bit to cut everything, scale, move. Mostly those round stadiums will have the banners all around the stadium, and they will be continuous, like competition name, sponsor, competition name, sponsor, competition name, sponsor, and that when you have that situation, it's a lot easier to arrange all this. So we have one more thing which I forgot, and that's the small static ads near the field and the player benches. I had a picture somewhere which shows where it should be placed. So You have a model here. You just need to copy it, paste it here, put it in CL. And now you can move it. Location is quite okay. Maybe 0.5 here, and we should move it away from there. I had the picture somewhere. That's it. So we should move it. And that's it. So you have created the ads for your stadium. And now I will show you how to create Europa League ones. So you need to duplicate everything except DCL AdWords, because the Europa League doesn't use that, but if you want you can duplicate them too, because we have texture for it. Okay, now I will quickly show you the magic. So we will quickly reload the textures. Make sure that you have hidden your CL folder so you don't mess it with the Europa League one. And now we can take a look. As you can see, everything is here. Now we can make some adjustments. Of course, we have freedom to move everything, so maybe we will put the competition logo in the middle. Maybe we will put football here. Maybe we will put football here, competition logo here. Maybe we will put competition logo here, respect can stay there. Okay. That's okay. Mostly Europa League competitions don't have this lower ring. Anyway, I made the texture, which is mostly used in finals, something like this. You can delete this one. Also, you can check every other one. One thing I wanted to edit here is to so we have Strauss, Enterprise, Swiss Food, Just Eat on the right side. We have Hankook, Flixbus, Betano. Maybe I will remove this one from here also, and I will put the Lidl here. Now we have all Europa League sponsors, and this looks good, I think. Okay, I will just quickly go through all of these. Benches look awesome. From inside too, we checked the sponsors already. you can also see here that these graphics are continuous, there is no cut, it looks okay. Okay, so mainly that's it. We are ready to save this. Of course, you can rename those to AL, and I will probably do that later, but we do not have much time. So where we stopped, we need to export the ads. I do not have PPKs and PPKDs for those two, and I'm not sure if it will work. Also, locations are pretty long, but we can give it a try. And it worked. Okay. So Europa League is a bit lower size, Champions League is okay. Now we can remove the tournament, and of course, okay, we can remove the textures. So you do not need to export the textures. As you already know, all textures are already in content folder of banner server. So if you need to export the textures because of your abnormal parts inside the CL and AL like I have here, or you have abnormal and you need to export textures, you can do that. I will just quickly export them. Converting textures, okay, so you exported it, and then just you need to remove all the textures which starts with add comp, and that's it. So nothing too complicated. We need to make one 3D model. We need to apply the textures, we need to do all that stuff. It's better to do it for the Champions League first, then make a copy like I did, put it in Europa League, and then remove the parts you don't need. Okay, I will again make the copy and just remove all DDSs from here. And then we will make a test. One thing that I also wanted to say, if you would like to use my textures, but you do not like this part of module where it uses the same template for both competitions, just change the base maps. You can also use my textures and add some of your ones and something like that, but please note that you should, if for example you like my adboard texture and you want to use it, but you don't want to use the idea of new banner server where those textures will be reloaded through the competitions, then you can take those textures, but please change the AD comp to AD, for example, UAL, and use it for UAL. And if you want to do the same for the Champions League, you can copy those ones from Champions League folder and just please rename them to AD UCL, so this way you will avoid the conflicting textures and replacing the textures and things like that. This is useful for people who prefer to have all their AD textures in their stadium. They do not want to rely on textures that are loaded from banner server, but I do not see too much logic in here. I think that you won't make any mistake if you just use the module as I showed you in this tutorial. So the only thing left is to launch the game. We can close these ones. So I think that this material blend file will be useful to you. You do not need to create every material, rename it, assign 4 textures and things like that. You just need to copy paste it, assign it to your object, and that's it. We can see some fancy choreo here, which is made by Balkan PES BOX edit team member. Also this stadium is made by Balkan PES BOX team. Very high quality stadium. We can see the benches, we can see the banners down there. We can see the upper row of banners. So we will quickly go here. Okay. One thing that I didn't check is if the material property is not good. Decal has stayed here, that's why the texture is red, but you can see everything looks very good. So maybe we can move it a bit to the back, just to not go through the stuff. You can see this lower ring, which looks very good. You can see the upper ring, and also this one. So as I said on the start of the tutorial, we should have different texture for this, not this solid one, but it is as it is for now. Okay, so the only thing left is to test Europa League. If you do not mind too much about the details, you could also just create the CL, export it, copy it and rename it to AL. Then you will have the exactly the same model for CL and AL, and it will work totally okay. But as I said, I want to do a few tweaks just to change UV maps a bit, just to rearrange sponsors a bit, remove the adboards near the pitch and remove the lower ring of banners. As you can see, we have everything here: Lidl, Betano, Flixbus, Hancock. Everything looks okay. We have benches again. We have a mistake here. We should change the shader properties to decal. And you can see here the thing that I told you. So we can't export the materials that have directory to main stadium folder, because the tool automatically resets the directory to AD. So I will need to find a workaround for this, and workaround is to export as main model, and then just unpack the FPK and move from Medela to add folder. So everything looks okay. Everything looks as it should be, and mainly that's it. Very long tutorial. I'm sorry for that. I hope that my English is not so broken so that you couldn't understand me anything. I hope that I also showed you a bit of my 3D model skills, which are I would say basic, and I hope that you will take some new ideas from this video. Also, of course, main goal of this video is to showcase the module, how it works, and then I think that biggest benefit of this is that you do not need to make UV maps 2 times. Just imagine the work I did on the upper ring, where the Champions League competition name and the sponsor is displayed. Just imagine that I needed to do that 2 times. Even 1 time was enough for me. So I just want to save some time, some people's time, and also we can save a bit of space, because we do not need to put 99, I think, or something like that, 98 textures in every stadium. You just have 98 textures in banner module, and they will remain there and be loaded according to the competition. Of course, these benefits will be much better, much bigger when we add more competitions. Just for example, if we add Super Cup, you can use any stadium in Super Cup. Even if you made just the banners for Champions League, you can just copy those, rename to ADSC, and you will have Super Cup banners in Super Cup. And then imagine adding national cups, national super cups like DFB Pokal or DFL Super Cup in Germany, where they use actually those competition dressing in every game. Also, it is used in some other cups like FA Cup. I think they use it from some stage, maybe from quarterfinals or semi-final. They use it in final definitely, and they use it in Super Cup definitely. So yeah, that's it. I think that this is quite a good thing for people who also do not have too much space and do not want to have every custom stadium and use some Konami stadiums. When we create textures for some cups, for example, when we create textures for German Cup, English Cup, Spanish, Italian and French Cup, and you have, for example, Konami Stadium, which has AD ADLC, which means League Cup. I will probably name it like that. ADLC for cups and ADS. Oh, we can't use SC because it's used for Super Cup. Okay, we will think about that. When Konami Stadium has ADLC, when you play any of these 5 or 6 cups, you will have their own ads, and it won't look that plain. It will look like you play every game on every competition on different stadium, but you are playing on one same stadium. Okay, last time. Thank you all, guys. Probably you have saw my post where I announced that retirement is getting closer and closer. Next goal is to finish the entrance server, and this tutorial is also a part of, I would say, my intention to leave something for the future generations, and I hope that more motivated people will find this interesting, that I will attract their attention, and that they will continue this work with even more motivation than me. So entrance server is the next project. Probably there will be 1 or 2 more projects, which I will try to finish in March. Also, we are working hard on finishing the Balkan patch, which will also probably be released on evo-web. I hope that, like every last year, we will be able to make it over evo-web patch. I hope that guys will finish the patch and that we will again be able to play the best patch in the world. That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you again. I hope I will record some more tutorials. I already told one guy on the forum that I will record the tutorial on how to move the players, referees and everything in entrance scenes. Also that tutorial will explain how to move any object in entrance scene using PDC files. Thanks again, guys. See you. Stay safe.